I've got 4 points to make. The first is a question. On page 5, paragraph O in this report, it states that there are 40 million people in the European Union who do not have enough to eat. That equates to about 8% of the population. Well, I know I can speak for Britain in that if it's 0.5%, that's all it is, and that's probably similar in most of the northern western countries of the European Union. That means these hungry people are being concentrated into other parts of the European Union, which could be as high as 20%. That would be some sort of a scandal. I haven't heard about it until now. I wonder if these figures could be substantiated. Secondly, the single farm payment is there to protect farmers against volatile prices. It guarantees them an income so they can respond to market forces and reduce their production in the face of surpluses. The more the single farm payment is siphoned away from them in Pillar 2 and all sorts of political agendas, the more difficult it is for them to be able to withstand this price volatility. One of these political agendas is this obsession with climate change and that farmers can apparently do something about it. We heard in January what farmers will have to do if they want to reduce their CO2 emissions. They will have to use expensive and complicated machinery that pumps the exhaust from their tractors back into the ground. If you are at all practical, and you've ever driven a tractor with machinery behind it, you'll know that trying to do this is very, very difficult. And not only will it slow down the work progress, but it will actually spoil the crop. You will upset the soil structure in trying to do it. We've had experience of this when we have to try and inject things like dirty water into the ground to satisfy EU regulations, etc. On the livestock side, we've been told that if we're going to reduce methane, we must feed animals, ruminants, less grass and hay and silage and more cereals. I mean, this is madness. What I'm so worried about is this sort of thing will come into cross-compliance, and if you're not doing these things, your single farm payment will be docked. Finally, the report mentions several times the words quality. Yes, of course we want to produce quality food, and I have to sell eggs to consumers, and I want to guarantee their quality. However, within this building, we have a committee that's determined to reduce the quality of our food because they want to ban 10 of the most effective ingredients of rat poisons. Now, some of you may know a little about rats, and if you don't, I'm going to tell you a little about them. They are very, very rapid breeders. They are clever. They are excellent swimmers, climbers and jumpers. They can crawl through holes the size of a penny. They have huge appetites, and they are totally incontinent. Whatever they come in contact with is infected. One of these problems is salmonella. Now, the European Union is putting huge pressure on farmers to try and reduce salmonella. We need to keep rats and mice off our farms if we are going to achieve this. And yet, we have the European Union taking away the very things we need to control it. If the European Union gets a reputation for having rats on its farms, it's an open goal for imports. So I suggest that we work very, very hard at this, forget some of the political aspirations, and get a little bit of common sense into this. Thank you.